5 years ago, Marc Guillet created a non-profit organization called A Foundation Building Strength to support research for Nemelin myopathy, a very rare disease. It occurs in only 1 out of 50,000 births, and very little is known about it. Up to 66% of those afflicted die before the age of 2. What led Marc to this field was not the fact that he's a physical therapist. It was much more personal than that. Marc, I'd like to start with the birth of your 3rd child. Tell me about that.
Sure. Dana carried Ava for 41 weeks. Pretty uneventful pregnancy until actually the birth happened. And we realized then that there was something going on. Her hands and feet didn't look normal. She didn't cry with the power that a normal child would. So she couldn't swallow when she was born. That was one of the most immediate things that was a problem. She wasn't taking deep enough breaths. So for swallowing, we actually used an NG tube that goes from your nose down into your esophagus, that you actually learn how to leaf in yourself, and then you actually feed her either through a pump or through a syringe or through gravity hanging bag. And so we would sometimes feed her all night long, little drips at a time of formula. I think the first time that a doctor comes up to you and tells you that they don't know what's wrong with your daughter, that's the hardest part, right? I mean, because you really don't, you have no way to react. You're gutless. So that's something that I really struggle with. Yeah, so on her first birthday, rather than ask for gifts, we collected checks from family and friends, and we started our own organization. I feel like I wear 3 hats. So I'm the executive director of this organization, I'm the dad of a child with a disease, and then I'm a physical therapist. So that gave me some really good insight into her muscle problems. I think it's important for people to know that even though if you have special needs or a rare disease, you can lead an amazing life. And the fact that they might have special needs really only emphasizes other aspects of their life and their world, and Ava's really proven that to us.
So tell me about what she does now for exercise.
Sure. She does everything from, jumping jacks to climbing playgrounds, sliding down slides, running around the house for warm-up. So it's a fairly intense regimen.
Is that way better than you expected?
Completely. At first, in her first year of life, we didn't know if she'd walk. We didn't know if she'd require a power wheelchair her entire life. It's much better at this point.
And to what do you attribute that?
Primarily her personality. She's a go-getter. She can't stop chasing around her older brother and older sister. So she wants to fight and she wants to win. I do want to say that some of the ways that I might position her a holder, or some of the ways that I ask her to exercise, and that means faster and more intense, asks the nervous system, which is unimpaired, to actually fire more efficiently. So that's what I'm trying to gain, is I'm trying to get the systems that do work to work well.
And what about speech and cognitive functions?
Cognitive functions are typically fine. In fact, most NMers, as we call them, actually excel in school because of the lack of time maybe they spend, participating in athletics or things like that. They tend to, hone in on their academics.
How do you personally feel that what has Ava taught you?
I hope it's something that I was already doing, but it's just never settle until you're really comfortable with what you understand and know about something. So keep asking the next person. I was not afraid to call the leading researcher in the world and bang on his door until I got a response.
So you've learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you've also become a more empathic person?
Yeah, there's no way not to.